Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. In this session, we are going to get the information about 8th Standard English Medium Social Science. In that, Sociology lesson number 2, Culture. Let's come to what are the very important learning points from this lesson. In this lesson, you are going to be learn meaning and nature of culture, features of culture, relationship between society and culture, importance of cultural rituals and diversity. So these are the very important learning points. Let's come to the concept of culture. You can identify. So these are all the pictures. Either it is a dress, language, food, traditions, customs. You can identify. So that human being is not only a social being but also a culture being. It is differentiate, we are identify between the human beings and animal beings. So that culture keeps human beings different from animals. Whereas every human being can be considered as a cultural representative. Whereas culture and society are two faces of the same coin. So without culture, society. Without society, culture, we cannot unimaginable. So that is the reason they are called as the culture and society are the two faces of the same coin. Human beings, social, religious, political, economical and spiritual aspects are decided by culture. How he is enacting socially with human beings, other human beings. So what kind of religious aspect is cultivated? Whether it is political ethics, economical strengthness, how he is helping to others, spiritual aspects, these are all decided by the culture. So that culture is considered as the main aspect of social change. It is also considered as the biological system of social tradition. So let's come to the meaning of culture. Culture indicates progress in lifestyle, music, literature, art, science and technology of any given human society. That is the indication of the culture. Obviously, we are going to be identify progress in the lifestyle, music, literature, art, science and technology. In these are all the aspects. Day by day we are getting the progress, development. So culture makes human society meaningful and unique. When it comes to the word culture is used in specific sense in sociology as well as anthropology. Then the meaning of culture means the transfer of knowledge, experience, belief, value, behavior, hierarchy, relationship from one generation to other generation. So here the culture means it's a transfer of knowledge. If it is a good knowledge, we have to transfer to one generation to other generation. Experience. From elders, we are going to be get lot of experience from generation to generation. Some of the beliefs, as all the religions, they have their own beliefs, values, behavior, hierarchy, relationship. These are all, it will be translate from one generation to another generation. Hence, culture is called as a system of life and knowledge shared among a social group. That is the concept of culture. Here, culture means a life pattern of a group of people. Culture means a life pattern of a group of people. It contains the life symbols along with beliefs and values. So many symbols, life symbols with number of beliefs as well as values it contains in the culture. Even usually they are transferred from generation to generation. So you can identify, so either it is a celebration of fair, celebration of festivals, either it is a marriage, either it is a celebration of any aspects from transferred to one generation to another generation. In generally we are going to be identify. Everywhere we see a variety of celebrations, food, dresses, festival, faith, value and behavior. All of these identified in a single concept, either it's a single word. So that is, yes, exactly the word culture. So these are all we are considered as a celebrations, food, dresses, festivals, faith, value and behavior. What you are seeing in the picture, that is the representation of the culture. Then what is the meaning of culture? So we can say culture, it is a wherever we can identify the concept of this culture. Culture, it's a attitudes, beliefs, languages, customs, rituals, behavior, faith, religion, food, art, drama, music. In all the aspects we can identify the concept of culture. So here the word culture is derived from the Latin word name called as colere. The Latin word colere. The meaning of colere means cultivate or tend in Latin. The meaning of colere, that is cultivate or tend in Latin language. During medieval period, culture was in the form of agriculture to indicate the improved yield of sown seeds. During medieval period, it is in the form of agriculture to indicate the improved yield of sown seeds. By the 18th and 19th century, it came to indicate the human behavioral patterns. During medieval period, the concept of culture, it is belongs to or identified in the form of agriculture, whereas it comes to during 18th and 19th century, it indicates the human behavioral patterns. Some of the definitions, if we are going to be identified related to the word culture, according to E.B.Tylor, culture is that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, rules and regulations, traditions and any other capabilities earned by the human beings as a member of society. That is according to E.B.Tylor. So culture, the concept, it is a complex whole which includes either it is a knowledge or it is a belief or art, rules and regulations, traditions and any other capabilities earned by the human being as a member of society. These are all he can be able to earn when he become as a member of the society. So, and the next, according to Malinowski, he is giving the definition of culture, the tool created by human beings to design his aims of life is called as culture. Once again, according to Malinowski, the tool created by human beings to design his aims of life is called as culture. represented the word culture as a tool which is created by human beings for the purpose of design his aims of life. That is according to Malinowski. And here the concepts of culture, types of culture. Culture is divided into material culture and non-material culture. So the concept of material culture, which includes all those physical objects that are visible to eyes and the tools used by human beings. Material culture that we can see by our eyes, like physical objects and the tools which are used by the human beings. Whereas non-material culture includes thoughts, ideas, beliefs and values. These are we cannot see by our eyes. It cannot be visible to eyes. So such kind of thoughts, objects are considered as the non-material culture. So according to Agburn, divides culture into material and non-material culture. According to him, in order to explain the unique features of culture, Agburn divides culture into material as well as non-material culture. Both are human made. According to Agburn, material culture is created by human beings by converting natural resources into man-made structures like house, building, bridge, road, dam, machines, production centers, industries, computer, technology and others are come under the material culture under the Agburn. Even material culture is called civilization. Material culture undergoes change swiftly. These are all the concept related to material culture given by Agburn. Whereas non-material culture, which means human achievements like tradition, belief, ritual and custom, moral values, ideals, art, literature, religion, language and many others are example for non-material culture. So these are all one or the another way human beings has been made innumerable achievements. When compared to material culture and non-material culture undergoes slow change. So this is the concept of types of culture Agburn given, that is material culture and non-material culture. So let's come to the concept of features of culture. Among that, it is culture is abstract, culture is social, culture is learned. Culture means coexistence, culture is continuous, culture is diverse. So these are the features of culture. Let's come to we are going to be get one by one in detail. So number one, culture is abstract. It cannot be separate. Culture is abstract, it cannot be separate. Culture means the lifestyle of a social group. The accepted way of life is carried from one generation to another generation. This process of shifting remains abstract. We cannot see that, we cannot separate from that. At any cost, the concepts of culture, it is transfer from generation to another generation. This process, it will be abstract. We cannot separate. Hence, that is the reason culture is called as the abstract. Whatever the thoughts are there, beliefs, traditions, customs, those are all the things will be transferred from one generation to another generation, carried from one generation to another generation. That process will not to be separate. That is the reason it is considered as a culture is abstract. And the second one, culture is social. Culture is not a personal, a particular person. It is social because it means a sharing a community's way of life, food, dress, rituals, and living with them. Hence, culture it is considered as a social. It is not to be a particularly one person. It is belongs to a community. That is the reason culture is social. And the next, culture is by learned. It is not nature made either. This gets formed in the interactions with the various members of the society. It cannot be by birth. It cannot be given the nature by gift. It is will be get formed in the interactions with various members of the society. This means a child receives culture through the process of socialization. How? Culture will be going to learn through the interaction by the process of socialization. Behaviors learned through interactions with various people. Discussion is called as culture. Even children learn from teachers, from elders in the house, and they also learn from friends. That is the reason culture does not come by birth. It is by learned. Culture is by learned. That is the concept of culture is learned. And the fourth one, culture means coexistence. Culture provides opportunities to every individual to share his ideas with others. It is with coexistence. Single person cannot be achieve anything, needs to be the coexistence. Thus, culture assures sharing opportunities. This ensures sharing of traditions, values, knowledge, beliefs and other aspects necessary human existence. Without these like traditions, values, knowledge, beliefs and other aspects, we cannot lead the life, live the life. That is the reason human existence with the help of these aspects along with coexistence. That is the concept of culture means coexistence. And the fifth one, culture is continuous. Every culture grows imbibing new aspects into it through art, imagination, rules and regulations get formulated into a complex environment. It sustains itself with minor changes. Day by day, the new aspects, new imaginations, new rules and regulations, these are all made by human beings but added to culture. That is, culture cannot be stopped. It's a continuous process. The next, the feature of culture, culture is diverse. Every social group has its own culture. Hence, culture is not uniform. It is a diverse. Aspects of culture like customs, moral values, art, belief, language differ from society to society considerably. The difference is also visible in rural, urban and tribal societies. Like example, in food habits, the difference is visible when compared to South Karnataka with North Karnataka. Not only with this, even people living in the same place tend to have different culture. Achieving unity in this diversity is important. That is the reason culture is diverse. So these are the features of culture. So that's it about today's session. In this session, we get the information about meaning of culture, definitions of culture, types of culture, features of culture. In case of, if we have any doubts related to till now what we are discussed, you can comment in the comment box. I will solve your doubts. And I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.